Lizzo looked uncharacteristically nervous as she crossed the stage in her glittering mesh leotard with tights and sequined combat boots. A classically trained flutist who began playing when she was in 5th grade and considered studying at the Paris Conservatory, she has woven flute into many of her songs, has played virtually with the New York Philharmonic, and her flute, named Sasha Flute, even has its own Instagram page. But waiting for her on Tuesday night was an exquisite, and highly breakable, musical instrument that had arrived at her concert in Washington under heavy security, a crystal flute that a French craftsman and clockmaker had made for President James Madison in 1813. "I'm scared," Lizzo said, as she It's crystal. It's like playing out of a wine glass." As the crowd roared, Lizzo played a note, stuck out her tongue in amazement, and then played another note, trilling it as she twerked in front of thousands of cheering fans. She then carried the flute over her head, giving the crowd at Capital One Arena one last look, before handing it back to Ms. Ward Bamford. "I just twerked and played James Madison's crystal flute from the 1800s, Lizzo proclaimed. "We just made history tonight. It was a symbolic moment as Lizzo, a hugely popular black singer, rapper and songwriter, played a priceless instrument that had once belonged to a founder whose Virginia plantation was built by enslaved black workers. And the flute had been lent to her by Carla D. Hayden, the first African American and first woman to lead the Library of Congress." The moment came together after Dr. Hayden asked Lizzo on Friday to visit the library's flute collection, the largest in the world, with about 1,700 of the instruments. Dr. Hayden wrote on Twitter, "At Lizzo, we would love for you to come see it and even play a couple when you are in DC next week. Like your song, they are good as hell." Lizzo responded without much hesitation. "I'm coming, Carla. And in playing that crystal flute," she wrote. Lizzo arrived on Monday, with her mother and members of her band. Dr. Hayden and staff members ushered her into the flute vault, and gave her a tour of the collection, which includes fifes, piccolos and a flute shaped like a walking stick, which Lizzo said she might want as a Christmas present. Lizzo spent more than 3 hours at the library, trying out several instruments, staff members said. She played a piccolo from John Philip Sousa's band that was used to play the solo at the premiere of his song, The Stars and Stripes Forever.